Yeah, this is a horrific story, but new information is emerging about the 26-year-old man arrested in the killing of nursing student Laken Riley. Yeah, that was at the University of Georgia. Just heartbreaking. According to police, the suspect, Jose Antonio Ibarra, has been charged with malice murder and is not a U.S. citizen. I believe he's from Venezuela. Take a listen.
We are obtaining arrest warrants for Jose Antonio Ibarra, 26 years of age. He lives here in Athens, but is not a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. It's incredibly sad. For more of this, we're going to welcome in President of Crime Prevention Research Centre, John Lott Jr., and former FBI agent on the Joint Terrorism Task Force, Ken Strange. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us today. John, I'll start with you. This 22-year-old nursing student, it's been almost 30 years since there was a homicide at the University of Georgia. What do you make of this case?
Well, I mean, I make of the fact that, unfortunately, we've had too many illegal aliens coming into the country that aren't being vetted. And it's very hard to get data on the rate of crime committed by illegal aliens versus those who come in legally. But the state of Arizona, a few years ago, when I was able to go and look at the prison data, indicates that you have much, much higher rates of violent crime, murders, rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, maybe 5-6 times higher among illegal aliens than you have those who legally enter the country. It's just a different type of person that's there. Unfortunately, much of the violent crime by those individuals is committed against people who are similar to them, who are similar race, for example. So you have Hispanics going and committing crimes against other Hispanics because those are the communities that they tend to live in. We have had, 10 million illegals
Yes.
that we know of coming into the country in the last few years.
Right.
I assume some of the increase in violent crime that we've seen over the last few years is due to that.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, there have been interviews done, Venezuelans in particular, and my sources have told me, I haven't corroborated yet, that this individual was from Venezuela, but we know that they've emptied some of their prisons and sent them here. So, Ken, let me ask you this. Regardless of whether this person is an illegal alien or not, I mean, you were on the Joint Terrorism Task Force. This wide open border, why would we believe that our enemies are not taking advantage of that and sending in terrorists, whether they come from, Iran or whether they come from Venezuela? What's the difference? I mean, we have a wide open border. Is it just a matter of when, not if, we have a major incident here in the United States beyond these one-off crimes?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is a matter of when it's going to happen. And I can tell you this. I have some sources. These are border guards in a certain country in which the migrants are making their way to the United States. And these fellas are pretty strapping, tough guys, and they're telling me that some of the individuals that they have seen crossing right through their country and headed to our border are scary looking, are gang-type members, and look, I've worked in Venezuela, Caracas, and at one time that was the homicide capital of the world. So these gangs, and they know they can come through. They see what's happening, that the police citizens don't support them. Our government doesn't support the police, and so they'll test the waters. They become emboldened. They operate with a uncommon latitude.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this week as well, an Arizona prosecutor refused to extradite a murderer to New York simply because she just did not believe that Alvin Bragg's policies, his soft on crime policy, could be trusted to put this man behind bars. John, do you think that this soft on crime policies that we have here in New York has now incentivized the criminals here?
Is there any question about that? I mean, just a little while ago when we had those individuals that had beaten up the 2 police officers. One of the things that came out was that they would steal their money in New York, go down to Florida to spend it, and then return to New York in order to go and steal more money. These guys had long rap sheets. And when asked about it, the police in New York said, well, you know, these guys are just responding to the incentives that they have in Florida. They like being there, but they know if they commit crimes in Florida, they're going to end up being in jail. So they go back to New York in order to commit their crimes because they know that there's going to be no punishment that they're going to face. It's not rocket science. If you want to deter crime, you have to make it riskier for criminals to commit crime, whether it's higher arrest rates, higher conviction rates, longer prison sentences, and also making it so that individuals are able to protect themselves. I mean, in some sense, at least the Democrats and these Soros-backed prosecutors are consistent. They want to make it so it's not risky in terms of law enforcement for them to commit crimes, and also risky in terms of, having gun control to make it so that individuals can't protect themselves.
Great points. We're going to have to leave it there. We're out of time. John Lott Jr., Ken Strange, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
And don't go anywhere, because we have a lot more Wake Up America Weekend right after this break.